Hey, this is Tank for the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast. Letting you know, man, we got new episodes every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, premiere on YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify, all other available podcast platforms. Hey, come check us out on Instagram. You can also see us on Facebook, find us on TikTok, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It wouldn't kill you to do that. Peace.
But tell me, just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
Welcome to another shit show on the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Dirty and Tank. And away we go.
Here we are.
And I tell you what, real quick. I'm going to get out of the way now. I'm going to let you talk this time, brother. All right? Because the last time we had Megan on, I didn't let you talk. I get that way around blonde women. Like I married a beautiful blonde woman, and I some guys get tongue-tied. I talk and talk and talk, and I didn't let this poor bastard have a question in edgewise. And so I'm deferring this time. I'll chime in every now and then when I have something really stupid to say.
Well, yeah.
Always the best time to speak when you have something really stupid to say.
Amen.
Well, let me start it off by something stupid to say. So, Meg's motorcycle journey blowing up on the internet. I can't even believe she's even talking to us right now. I mean,
stop.
It is. No, well, I mean, come on. So, the country's all talking about it, and I'm curious, seeing as how you're a lawyer, Kim Kardashian passed the baby bar. Does that make you feel good as a woman, as yourself? Like, do you see her as empowering young women to become lawyers?
No, because I think so. The way that she is going about this is a process that's really only still allowed, I think, in 2 states, California and one other state, where instead of going to law school, you do like an apprenticeship and then you study and do these things. And I guess I have mixed feelings about it, because I do think that you get better experience and you're better equipped to practice law from real life experience than you are going to law school. But I also think law school serves a very distinct purpose. I will say this, and this is not kind what I'm about to say.
It's okay.
I think it weeds.
Perfect.
I think it weeds out people that are not going to be good attorneys. Because a lot of people start and then end up quitting through law school. So I'm the type of person that from kindergarten to undergrad, school is easy for me. I don't have to try that hard ever. I hardly studied for anything ever in high school, college. I did minimal studying. Law school is up to my system. It is so much harder. There's so much higher of an expectation for performance. And I think a lot of those skills, being able, and listen, let me just say that I'm the first person, it's all over my Facebook wall. It's all over everything any page that I have that's a personal page. I do not think college is for everyone. In fact, if my boys want to do a trade, I will encourage that. I think that when my generation was getting out of high school or in high school, there was way too strong of a push for people to go to college, and people took on debt that they don't need. I mean, the debt that I have, I'm regretful. It's, a huge stressor on me all the time. So I think that in most cases, it will be better to consider going to trade school or junior college, or especially like I own businesses now. So like I own businesses with my partner, Mike, cameraman, and like he's really well suited to own a business and run a business because he's a really good leader and has a lot of those leadership skills. But, you know, school was never his favorite thing. And he doesn't really need to have a degree to run a business. He does really well with all of those things without having a degree. And a lot of other people that are small business owners or tradesmen do better. And so I'm the first person to say, like, I don't think everybody should go to college. I don't think it's a big deal, but practicing law is something where you need to have the set of skills that you get from academia. You need to be able to quickly read something, understand it, retain it, and turn it around immediately if you're a trial attorney. And that set of skills, I feel like, is honed when you're in law school. And if you don't go to law school, I don't really think that you get a fair test of whether or not you can hack it as an attorney, whether you have that special set of skills. So Kim Kardashian didn't go to law school. She didn't go the traditional path. She's in one of these states where you can just go and get an apprenticeship and study and take the bar. And if she passes and actually does good things as an attorney, more power to her. But I personally don't think that's the best path. I absolutely also think that when you get to law school, you do not know how to practice law. You know how to use the special set of skills that you need to be able to do that, but you don't know, you haven't practiced at all. So you don't know what real world practice is like. I think you both things. I don't think that the apprenticeship should be a substitute for law school. So no, I guess, and also, like, maybe I'm just jealous or maybe, you know, envious that she didn't have to work her butt off in law school for 4 years, studying and doing all the things. I don't know, but
We'll say it for you, Meg.
That should be something.
We'll say it for you. Fuck Kim Kardashian, man. You worked hard for it. Fuck her. The hell with her.
Yeah, you heard it here first on the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast. You know, Meg's coming after you, Kim.
That's
you know,
right.
If you're listening, and we know that you are, Kim, Meg's coming after you. Watch the fuck out.
Definitely. She tunes into all my videos too, guys. I'm sure.
Oh, well, obviously.
Well, she has taste. That's good.
Thursdays.
Well,
I just want to put a little caveat out there. If I'm going to have like a heart surgery or a brain surgery, I kind of want those guys who have gone to college too. I'm a kind of
med school, right?
Med school. Yeah. That's probably a good one. But I could, get a cut sewn up or something. And it could be a seamstress who's got some really good drugs. I mean, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she'll be great, and I don't have anything personal against her. But I feel like it's cheating a little, maybe.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kim Kardashian and that whole lifestyle is just all about trying to be extra so you get views. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about being a spectacle.
Can I just say that here's something that's really frustrated me about the YouTube channel, and that is that I work really hard in most all videos I put out to put out some like cool shit, some quality content. Like, yeah. I want to show people cool shit. Like when Mike and I went down and rode the tail of the dragon, like that's cool shit. Like I want to show people, when we rode down the coast and stayed in Key West on a houseboat, like that's really cool shit. And so like I want. Am I frozen? I might be frozen.
No,
you're not frozen. You're good.
I'm not frozen. Okay. So I want people to see those kind of things. Like, okay, so we test rode a live wire, which I know a lot of Harley enthusiasts are not into the live wire, but hey, it's worth trying. It's worth checking it out, seeing what it was like. And even Mike, he's like a hardcore, traditional motorcyclist, Harley person. He still had fun with it. Like we agreed that we wouldn't, and neither of us would buy it right now as our primary bike, but it was fun. That video was awesome. Like it was fun to watch. It was cool to like check it out. That did not get hardly any views. I mean, it got like 10,000 views or something, but like I have videos that have over 100,000 views. The really sad part is the videos that get the most views are like ones that have a clickbaity title. That's literally all that matters, is like a clickbaity thumbnail and a clickbaity title. So it doesn't even matter if it's like the coolest video and I'm taking people somewhere really cool. So I kind of understand more now. I mean, I still think a part of that, like what they do, trying to be extra and get views, is being a sellout. A little bit, but I get it now, because it's like I work so hard and I put so many hours into editing videos, and like, you know, Mike and I have gone all sorts of places where it's like cold, or, you know, it started out to be a really fun ride and then it ended up being miserable. And it's, you know, frustrating that I do all those things and then people like don't care about that. What they want to see is like a clickbaity title or, you know, a sexy thumbnail. So I sort of get it. Just because it's a lot of time for me to put in and not like be, you know, doing something like billing to make my lawyer salary, have like not make a lot of money off the video. And people are like, oh, you should be doing it for the love of writing. Trust me, we're doing this whole journey for the love of writing so that we get to go all these cool places, but it still has to make some sense. It's just crazy that that's really what people want to see.
Yeah, I tell you what, your cameraman Mike can't afford a live wire because he had to purchase 3 240 tires this year. So
that's right, he did.
He said he had just gotten that one, and I watched that, and he was pissed, man. You could tell he was ready to go full boost bozo, man.
Well, he rides the hell out of that bike. I jokingly just said he rides like an asshole, but
I do. Like, Dirty does.
The most skilled. No, I mean, he does.
I'm king asshole.
He does. I mean, he's
yeah, he is.
He's the most skilled rider I know, but he also rides the hell out of that. He gets, you know, takes full advantage of being on a motorcycle. So I think, yeah, we spent a lot of money on tires for him this year. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, last year, I think he's had put a rear tire on it every year, but because we rode so much more the last 2 years, we've had to replace so many of them. But I'll just say that I ride the same number of miles as him, or close, and we haven't had to replace my tires. So that's just something.
He weighs more than you.
One time. There you go. He
all
weighs
right.
more than me.
I'm a big guy. I'll go through 2-3 rear tires a season. So
there you go. Well, then I guess it's just normal.
But you know, like again, Dirty and I, we ride in the club. We ride like assholes. So I mean.
Yeah.
We do. You know, I was watching your one video too. You guys are doing the Blue Ridge Mountains. You're there in Virginia, and everybody's falling all over the place. I mean, one guy lost his floorboard.
Oh wow, that was crazy.
I almost lost a floorboard on a journey that we took when I came down here to Florida. The bunch of the club guys they ride me down to Kentucky. And we're cruising along. I don't know where the hell we were, somewhere in the Oblivion that's called Illinois. The portion where we're driving through the state, you want to kill yourself because it's so flat and there's nothing to look at.
It's so boring, right?
Highly unrecommended. Don't drive through central Illinois. You will hate it.
Okay.
And then don't tape it. Don't tape it. There's nothing to see there. Anyway, I'm also I got, you know, my floorboards like flipping all over the place. And I was lucky enough that the bolt actually stayed in. So
I mean, that was insane. I got a lot of criticism saying, oh, you should have canceled the ride. Why would you do that? And the issue was that the weather report said it was going to be rough where we live, which is in Maryland. So like probably 2.5 hours north of the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but it said that once we were down south, it was going to clear up and be nicer. But by like, I think the weather report said 11 o'clock, the sun was going to come out and it was going to be nice down south. So we were like, okay, we'll ride through, you know, an hour of rough weather, 2 hours of rough weather in the morning, but then it'll be nice when we get there. And it just didn't. It was so foggy. But once we got there, you know, there was folks that came from Pittsburgh. That's like 6 or 7 hours from there to see us. And so at that point, I didn't want to be like, hey, you rode 6 hours to see us, but hey, all right, now go home. See ya. So
And you-
anyway,
you were
but
riding on
everybody
a
was
bad
fine.
front tire too.
I was. That was just my own stupidity. I mean, I had ordered one and it just wasn't in yet because of the tire shortage thing
Yeah.
we got going on.
Yeah.
So I had ordered one. I don't know. Mike told me it looked rough like a month before that, maybe. And I had ordered one and we were just waiting on it coming in for a couple of weeks. But yeah, that was just my stupidity. But it was a rough ride for sure. And I usually do fine riding in the rain, but after that, because it made me so nervous, I was all over the place. Now I've been kind of a lot more cautious in the rain than I was. Although, like, I guess Mike says that I ride more aggressively in general now than I rode like a year ago. So I tend to slide more because I just give it more throttle than I did then. I don't know.
No, I was out riding last night into the I was riding out pretty late last night, and it was in the 40s and it was raining and I was all over the goddamn road, because it was greasy out. But
Yeah.
So since the last time we talked, your channel has kind of taken off. And
Well, thank you.
well, it is, it is what it is. And
We just got 20,000 yesterday.
You're our number one watched video.
You are, it's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw, that's awesome.
Everyone loves Meg. Everyone loves Meg. So, but I'm kind of curious. I kind of noticed that you've been getting some haters lately that have been giving you a hard time. How do you respond? How do you respond to these people? Like, do you ignore it, or do you do you read the YouTube comments, or are you more like, I'm going to post and whoever likes it, whoever doesn't, fuck them?
So I have tried really hard since the very beginning on both YouTube and Instagram to be very appreciative and cognizant of the fact that people do not have to watch my content. They do not have to tune in, but they're the ones that are funding this journey for me, right? So I am very appreciative, and I've tried to, form relationships with people that are subs. And so I try to answer as many comments as I can. Certainly the kind ones I almost always respond to if I can, especially if they do it like that day or the next day. Am I cutting out or am I okay?
You're okay.
Did I freeze up on you?
No, you're
Okay.
fine.
So it just keeps telling me internet connection is unstable. So anyway, I try to respond really hard to as many people as I can. I respond to almost everybody on Instagram Messenger. I respond to comments on YouTube. When they are nasty, it depends on the comment. If it's just a little nasty, I will either ignore it, or if I feel like it justifies a response, then I will respond back. Usually I try not to defend myself. Sometimes they're super nasty. Like, I've had one person tell me that they basically accuse me of molesting my children. I've had somebody, I have no idea. I've had somebody say that they hope I fall and all the skin comes off my pretty face. I've had people say they hope I get road rash or I don't come home to my children. Just really evil, awful, terrible things.
Wow.
Last week, somebody said that watching me and Mike is like watching two, I think, excuse me, I don't use this word, but retarded cousins date or something nasty.
Oh my God.
Just nasty stuff. I don't know. Just people say shit all the time for no reason. I've had people, a lot of surprising number of men that are nasty to me. I expect it from women. That's how women are. I get tons of nasty stuff from women. But a surprising number of men that are really nasty and say stuff about me, just the only reason people tune is because I have tits and an ass. And I'm like, listen, I had to work really hard as a woman to make it in the legal field. So if I can use my tits and my ass in this field and be ahead of you, then damn it, I'm going to do it.
And to all those male haters, she shoots guns too. And so
I do. Watch out. I have my wear and carry.
Well, that's we kind of alluded to that the last time we spoke. Like, you know, a lot of people in this world, like, they don't take kindly to people who stay in shape, and they don't take kindly to people who take care of themselves because, you know, the biker lifestyle is all about excess, you know, hardcore partying, hardcore just indulgence. And you obviously have some sort of discipline because you're educated, you're well put together. That's the nicest way I could say it. Well, you know, come on. And we all have the calendar, by the way, you know. But
did you like this year's? Did you get last year's too?
I did not get last
year's.
year's.
Better.
I didn't get last year's. I can only judge this year's, and you know, I recommend it. You know,
Agreed.
Thank you.
Some of the months stick together, but I recommend it. I'm just saying.
Dirty.
You know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Well, you should. So we no, please. We love hearing you talk.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to talk about Daytona. You did Daytona this past year.
We did. You know, we were hoping we were going to like it better.
What you broke down.
I mean, yeah, that sucked. Actually, if you think Mike was pissed about the tire, that was nothing compared to his clutch cable.
The camera didn't catch that. You guys must have cut out.
No, we didn't have that recorded. Probably for the best. No, he loves that bike. Only, you know, it's like his children and the bike.
Right.
So he was really upset about it. Understandably so. I would have been upset. My bike broke down. I would have been upset too. But it was really frustrating because we called every single bike shop there. I had all these people volunteering to help me. We like 40 bike shops I called. He probably went to, I don't know, 10 of them looking for it. We had to have a custom one. We ended up having to rent him a bike to do the rest of our trip because we'd already booked a place in Miami and in Key West to ride all the way down the coast. So it was a convoluted solution, but we ended up leaving the trailer. We took my bike. When we got to Miami, we rented him a bike, and then the two of us rode from Miami to Key West and back. So that was part of it, what sort of put a damper on Daytona. But also, I'm not gonna lie, like, we have a lot of fun at rallies, definitely meeting folks. It's definitely cool to see, especially Daytona, like all different options, all the things you can do to your bike, you know. But they're kind of like, if you've seen one biker craft show, you've seen all biker craft shows, because that's how I think of rallies, as like a biker craft show.
It really is, yeah.
Like, so I think like then it's not, you know, that's fun for a day or two. But then we like to ride, and the riding is just, it's boring.
Florida riding is, you got to find your areas. I want to know
when straight, and there's no we were joking, there's like 2 curves in the state of Florida.
No. I can show you some roads. I would just because yes, we're gonna come back down. We're taking the auto train, and I was trying to figure out where we're gonna ride, because last time, you know, we turned our handlebars like 2 times. Tail the Gecko. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Tail the Gecko. What I want to know is, now it's twice now, cameraman's broken down. Twice now you haven't made him ride bitch. Now it's your bike. He needs to ride bitch. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, well, you know, I can't agree or disagree on that one.
So
you know,
have you guys seen the episode where he taught me how to ride 2 up, and he did ride bitch in that episode?
I haven't seen that.
I have not seen that one. No,
he was that's because it didn't do that well, so it didn't get like promoted on YouTube. But he was a real good sport about it. And the video is hilarious because he was the first passenger I ever rode with, and the reason that we did that, even though he weighs a lot more than me, as opposed to like my kids that weigh less than me, but the reason that we did that is, one, he can talk to me and help me, right? So like he's a very, very experienced rider with a passenger. He's taken probably 40, maybe more passengers. And he can ride with a passenger the same as he can ride without a passenger, just because he's a really skilled rider. So we thought that if he's on the back, he is able to help me if I'm like in a crisis situation, number one. And number two, if I was about to drop the bike, he could put his feet down and catch it from the back, even, to an extent, which is something that my children cannot do.
Right.
And I didn't want them to be like my first guinea pig. So that video is actually hilarious, mainly because I swear so much. I try not to swear a ton because YouTube, it messes with your like ability to monetize on YouTube. Like you can say fuck a couple of times, but if you say it all the time, then they like don't want to monetize you.
We're in trouble then.
And it's like, so the video is like,
Did we lose her?
We might have, but that picture,
so if you
though.
haven't seen that,
Yeah, right. That was
excuse
perfect.
me, the COVID's getting me.
You didn't want to know the still picture we just got of you.
No.
Hey, I'm going to come clean because the biker's lifestyle is all about being real. Okay. I rode bitch once and with a girl out riding her own bike. This was back in the early 80s. I was working in Illinois. I was a chef and she was a waitress, and she used to talk about how she used to clean her house, but she cleaned her house naked. And I told her I wasn't opposed to helping her clean the house. And yes, and she let me help clean the house, and yeah, she cleaned naked. So did I, for that matter. But she gave me a ride back to my car on the bike, and I was more than happy to ride bitch because she was hot. And
I mean,
it happened. So
he
Hey,
was a
just
real
being
good
real.
sport about it.
Yes.
He was a very good sport about it, and people were actually nice. People said to him like, I give you a lot of credit, man. Like that's a lot to like put your life in her hands, and like, so he was a real good sport about it. But I prefer to, if I break down, or if one of us breaks down, I'd prefer to ride on the back, just because he's easily twice the rider that I am. So like, it's safer. Plus, it's sort of fun sometimes. One of those women that's like, never ride bitch. Like, I love to ride I love to be empowered. I love that I can. I love the challenge of it. It's exciting. It's fun. It's thrilling. But it's kind of fun to ride bitch sometimes. Like, you don't have, it's not so much focus. You can really check out the scenery.
I did it once. I loved the hell out of it. So yeah, I had different circumstances, but
There you go.
Well, I personally never ridden bitch on a motorcycle before. I mean, maybe that's my own, my own problem.
Gotta find yourself a hot chick that cleans the house naked.
right there. Yep.
Sounds like.
Okay. Anyways,
I'm gonna just stay silent on whether I've ever done that.
me and Tank are going to Daytona, just so you know,
We are.
this coming year. Yeah, 2022. So, I mean, if you're offering rides, I'll hold on real tight.
We might come. We weren't going to come. But now that I had to push out our bike trip because we both had COVID, or we both have COVID, I have considered, because we were supposed to take the auto train to Florida in January, because I was supposed to speak at this car wash conference. I don't know if I'm still going to be doing that or not, because I have a deadline right now, and it's been sort of tough with me being so sick and not at my house. So I'm not sure if that's still going to happen. We were considering doing the dirt bike trip in January and then taking the auto train down in March to Daytona. So we'll see. We're still sort of juggling stuff. We weren't going to come to Daytona because it wasn't our favorite. We were more excited actually to try to go to Laconia and Sturgis, because I've heard that the riding in Laconia and Sturgis is amazing. And that's me and Mike's favorite part. So
Oh yeah, definitely. So last time we talked was last year, and I'm kind of curious, since the channel has blown up as it has, what would you say is your favorite point of this journey that you've been on, being a YouTube star?
I mean, truly the riding and the trips are my favorite part. I mean, I think that there's something about touring on a motorcycle that is so different than like driving cross country or going on a road trip. I mean, obviously it's very different, but the actual like packing everything that you need for a week on your bike and hopping on your bike, it's you're vulnerable in a really different way than if you were taking a trip in a car, and like that adventure and excitement, like I love that. And something that we have done that's really cool is I look for really neat Airbnbs. So it's kind of exciting because like, I look at the pictures before we go, but like every time that we go, the next place that we go, I'm like, oh, what's this one going to be like? What are we going to see? So I really like that adventurous aspect of touring. And the riding has been amazing. I mean, we have some like mountains here in Maryland, but nothing like when we were in North Carolina and Tennessee. I mean, that is just, it's breathtaking. So that, just seeing that, I mean, I can't get enough of that. We're talking about trying to go cross country in 2023. So I'm trying to plan that. Obviously a much longer trip. Maybe some Harley dealer will loan, I'll have to start begging people, and maybe some Harley dealer will loan me at least one touring bike so that one of us can take that and we can have some more storage. But I think that would be my favorite part, has just been the excitement of going all the new places, experiencing things on a motorcycle. You don't get to, when you ride in a car, you don't know what something smells like. You don't know, you don't have that same, like all the senses that you have when you ride a motorcycle. It was like the weirdest thing. So me and Mike were riding to New York. We went up to ride with Moto Blonde and we went to Vermont, and we like rode through this patch, and it was, you guys know as bikers, there's like, when you ride through the mountains, elevation changes, it gets colder, it gets hotter, like those are sensations that you don't have in a car. Right. But we rode through this one place and it was just, there was no change in elevation, there was no nothing, and it was just like this cold patch, and we were joking that it was like a ghost or something, like an extraterrestrial that we just like rode through. But like those kind of experiences, you can't get that doing anything else.
No,
you do a long journey like that. I mean, think about it. You're you're traveling 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 miles outside, sitting on top of on something. You're not in a car. You're not in a little cage keeping you safe. You're sitting outside, driving across this country. It's pretty fucking cool.
Very, very cool.
I've had people ask me too, well, geez, you did all those miles by yourself? Yeah, well, aren't you, God, I wouldn't want to do something like that. I'm like, well, you just take it one gas tank at a time, man. 125, 130, 140 miles and you stop, I mean, so, you get your day off, right? You go on a ride, a couple hundred miles, and you turn around and go back home. This way you're going a couple hundred miles, you don't go home, you just go further. So, I mean,
it's funny because a lot of people have told me like, oh, like I did 5 iron butts in a row and I rode 1,000 miles a day. I plan out a lot of our trips and I try to keep us to like 600 or 700 miles at the most. Like, I try to keep up to a reasonable number of miles in a day so that it's enjoyable, because I don't want to ride just to say I rode 1,000 miles today. I want to ride to experience the journey. And if we want to stop, if we're like, oh, look, like Mike and I love barbecue. Like, look, there's a local barbecue stand on the side of the road. I want to stop there and check it out. I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be like, shit, I got to get 300 more miles in right now. So, I mean, I think that Mike more so than me, I get to a point where like at like, 7 hours, I'm about done. He always tells me he can see it in my riding, like the last half hour, he's like, yeah, she's done. But like he could ride all day, but definitely I think that like enjoying the ride is like what it's all about, but the element of adventure and being out there to do this, and like we've definitely rode through tough stuff, ice, snow, sleet, horrible rain in the dark. Like recently I don't even know where that was. Oh, when we went to see Cuters, the Dukes of Hazzard Museum. We didn't tape this. We didn't have the GoPro going, but the last like hour of that ride was freezing dark in the mountains and freezing rain. And I was like pretty miserable. We pulled over like 16 minutes from where we were staying. It was one of the only times where I'm like, I don't know if I can keep going. Like I said to Mike, like, do you think I should leave my bike here? Do you think we could get stuff on your bike? And he was like, probably not. Like, you know, probably not in a strange place where we don't know anything. So like he talked me back onto the bike and we like went slow and we got there. But you know, we've done a lot of tough stuff for sure. And I don't think that we're like fair weather bikers, but I also want to enjoy it. Like we're not spending all this time to not see all the things and do all the things. So I try to plan it right when we go on like a week-long trip and do like, you know, 6-hour rides or 7-hour rides, just sort of like, you know, the extent of it so that we can stop and smell the roses.
We like to find the strip clubs.
You know, I wouldn't even be opposed to that. I used
Right
to
on.
do pole fitness.
There you go. So what's gonna be on the agenda for the 2022 season of Megs Motorcycle Journey?
We are so excited. So, well, now the dirt bike trip's going to happen in 2022.
Right on.
Today is Mike's birthday, and we were supposed to go and be doing this dirt bike tour today on his birthday. And instead,
Happy birthday,
we have
Mike.
the Rona.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Instead, we have the Rona.
Fucking Rona.
So, fucking Rona. But so we, the dirt bike trip's going to be there. So we're going to California and we're going to ride for like 2 days through the desert on a dirt bike tour. We are going to rent snowmobiles in February. I know it's not a motorcycle technically, but it's like kind of like a motorcycle. So we're going to do a snowmobiling trip. So that should be fun. We're going to do the auto train to Florida, whether or not it's during Daytona or not. We haven't figured that out, but we're going to do that this year. And then we may or may not do Laconia. Mike might have a family reunion thing going on. We're still trying to figure that out. But we're definitely going to Sturgis. So we're really excited for that. I mean, we're excited for Sturgis and to see Sturgis. Actually, so I don't know if you guys watch his channel, but $1 Million Bogan told me he's going to be there. Yeah. And he wants to do a collaboration when we're there. So that should be fun. And
no, that should be awesome.
He's a funny guy. I like his videos. So then we're gonna do that, and then we're just really excited to ride to all the places near Sturgis that you can ride to. And just because, you know, Sturgis is like the motorcycle rally. So we're excited to do that. Actually, Sick Boys, the company, the clothing and like apparel company, the owner of that, he's like a super, super nice guy. He sent me a ton of stuff, and then he came to Ocean City and we met him in Ocean City at Ocean City Bike Week, Ocean City, Maryland. And he was super cool. So he was like, next year when you come to Sturgis, like we'll set you up with us. And so we're really excited for Sturgis, more so than I think we have been about other rallies, just because it's pretty cool that we get to ride to some really cool places.
Well, our big ride that we do every year for our club is our strip poker run.
Okay.
We raise money for the Domestic Violence Survivor Center. Our club's been doing it for over a decade. But is it actually like, do you do stripping on the strip poker run? Myself, not personally, no. Dirty, but you know.
Girls gotta eat.
Do you get up on the pole? I can send you some instructional videos. I used to be really into pole fitness.
If you're giving out personal lessons, I'm aboard. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Right. But no, it's essentially where, you know, like a normal poker run where guys go to bars and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Same thing, only it's strip clubs only. So, and then we raise money for the domestic survivors shelter.
Is there like a variety of strip clubs? Do we have like
classy
ones? Do we have like trashy ones, like all in between? Like
we're in southern Wisconsin. There's only one kind of strip club. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, beggars can't be choosers here. You know,
We've had
I
some
mean-
excitement on the rides too.
yeah, we have a good
Yeah.
time.
Well, we had 1 year we had a guy suicide by car, man.
No,
literally,
really?
literally, like we pulled in, we were there like 5 minutes, and this guy, it turned out he killed himself. He boom, head on right into a friggin' semi right in front of the club.
Oh my God, that's insane.
And you know, we had one of our club members is a paramedic, so he was out there on the scene. We had you know, people in the club were out there directing traffic. We had the scene secure, and then the police showed up, and they're like, "Wow, you guys got this all covered for us." Like,
Wow, that's insane. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen again. So, what's your favorite sponsor? And I mean, what I mean is, I noticed like you do like apparel, like heated apparel, and you also do like motorcycle gear. What are you more into, like the riding gear itself or the bike gear itself?
So let's see. All of the companies that have sponsored us are First MFG,
Mm-hmm.
Saddleman, Viking Bags, Gerbing is the heated gear. And then like we've done like partnerships with like Voom, which is motorcycle insurance, and with Rider Share. Shady Rays has hooked us up.
Right on.
And then Sick Boys hooked us up. Oh, you know who? Gosh, I feel like a terrible person. There is a woman-owned business. What is that? Michael, I can't think of it. That cool shirt I have that has, yeah. There's a woman-owned company on Instagram. She's out of California, and she has it's Keep It Twisted is the shirt that I have. She sent me a lot of cool gear. So I don't know. My favorite, I mean, I guess I really like the motorcycle like apparel, not the like actual riding gear, because I feel like it represents my personal style.
yeah, we froze again. So the sweaty girly stuff then that the women
You know, I
wear.
dress like a lawyer and I wear suits and all. Like motorcycle apparel fits my personality, like who I actually am inside. So the fact that I get a lot of cool stuff that I wear like on my downtime, like I love that. That's really cool perk to this. But probably the most useful, and I guess well, I don't know. Viking Bags was very good because we needed like quality stuff because we tour so much that we needed some, you know, a quality bag. So
Yeah.
I appreciated that. But Saddleman was huge. A little bit more for Mike than me, certainly for me. Like I love my seat, although speaking of getting shit, oh my God, the amount of shit that I have gotten for this white seat is unreal. Like people are so angry about it and it's so weird. Like
I was gonna say I kind of
I
like it.
don't
It looks good, man.
thank you. I wanted to just do something different. I wanted to just make it mine and unique and, you know, my bike to be, you know, something different. But oh my God, the amount of hate I've gotten over this white seat. People are, it's like they like found out that, I don't know, I voted for Trump or Biden or whoever. Like that's how angry people are about this white seat. And I just don't understand. But for Mike, it was huge. Like he has a bad back. And so having the, he got the step up and it's been like a game changer for him in comfort. So Saddleman hooked us both up. So I would say that that is potentially the most useful thing. Although Gerbing is big too, because we can't ride in Maryland pretty much December through March without heat. I mean, we can only ride like 30 minutes at a time and then we have to pull over without heated gear. So super appreciative of that too. I know that wasn't really answering your question one or the other, but it's been, both have been really, really cool. And
No,
I'm
I get it.
grateful.
To be honest with you, we should probably end this very soon because obviously you're feeling under the weather and I don't want to keep
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Well, I mean, we appreciate it. I mean, I saw your story on Instagram where you had COVID. I'm like, I hit up Tank and I'm like, man, I don't think she's gonna be able to do it this week because, I mean, you know, she's pretty sick. So I mean, the fact that you're even doing this right now, it just shows that.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Well, I rally. I'm not that kind of person. Actually, on Saturday, before I knew I had it, so Mike and I have the car wash company. So I have the law firm that I own with 3 attorneys that are my partners in that business. And then Mike and I have the car wash. And then we also own the motorcycle company together. But one of our big accounts for the car wash is a fleet washing job. And the issue with that job is that we have folks that work for us that go out and do a lot of the detailing work, but the owners of this job, well, only Mike can drive the giant trucks. We don't have any employees that have a CDL. And I'm not mentioning that. And then also the owners just want like either him or I to be present because I guess they're very distrustful of hourly employees. So it's unfortunate in that we have to physically be there when we're doing that job. Anyway, we were scheduled to do trucks on Saturday morning. There's nobody else there. This is outside in a huge truck yard away from any other folks. And I was like, I didn't think that I had it. I didn't know that I had it yet. Or was that Friday morning maybe? And only, you know, I had already exposed Mike. He was with me for 4 hours in the car the day before. We went to look at this car wash like 2 hours away. So I was like, well, he's already done for. We shared a Gatorade, whatever. So I showed up outside to this truck yard sick. And of course he was like, no, you need to go home, not knowing that I had the Rona. So yeah, no, if I'm not dying, I will pretty much show up and be there. Plus I've done like a couple other interviews and podcasts. Don't tell them, but you guys were my favorite because you were laid back and you were fun and you were okay with swearing. And I didn't feel like I had to be somebody that wasn't me because inside I'm just really, you know, like a trashy hillbilly. So anyway, I had fun with you guys. I wanted to come back. I appreciate it.
Well, you wore a shirt for us today.
I did. Hold on. I'll give you a shot of it.
Oh,
Hold on.
it is the season.
Perfect.
I mean, everybody's going to talk about how my show's all the tits and the ass, so I have to wear the part. And this does really play into me being, you know, a trashy hillbilly. So,
well, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, people can talk all the bullshit they want. I am 100% convinced that you're the real deal. The fact that you're sitting here talking to us, coughing your brains out with the world's worst fucking disease on planet Earth, apparently, and you're pounding out miles, you're doing everything that you want to do, you got a million things going on, and I don't see why anybody would want to fuck with a strong woman like yourself in today's day and age when everybody's looking for a role model or everybody's looking to point to somebody that's killing it. You're killing it. Like, how are you not the poster child? Yeah, I mean, how are you not the poster child for every woman's movement in this country right now? Because you're killing it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Thank you for the love, because I get a lot of hate.
Oh, it's no problem. I mean, real talk. I mean, you know, you're pretty much, I don't want to say dominating because, I mean, you know, that's sort of aggressive, but I mean, like, you're making a hell of a mark in a men's world.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Mike's a good cameraman. He's got the angles down, so.
Mike knows what the fuck he's doing. Shout out, Mike!
Shout out to Mike.
He's good at his job.
Oh, when are you guys going to be in Florida?
Still deciding. Either we'll be in Florida the 3rd week in January. So my birthday is the 2nd week in January.
Oh.
And this was going to be a fun trip for my birthday. So we are either going to be in Florida the 3rd week in January, or we will be in Florida in March. I'm still working with the dirt bike guy to figure out if we're going to do the dirt bike trip in January or March, and if we're going to switch them around. So it's just going to depend on his calendar, but we will either be in Florida the 3rd week in January or in March. But if you guys want to come ride with us and show me the good roads, well, I mean, you're in Wisconsin, but like if
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida, right?
I
And then
have a house.
Wisconsin, 30?
I'm Wisconsin and Florida. I split my time between the two
Yeah,
states.
I recall now. You split time. All right.
Yeah.
So if you're there and you want to ride with us and show us the good roads, we would like that because our last trip to Florida was a lot of straight lines.
Well, Florida's a big state. Like, it's like America's Wang. It hangs down. It's like a big penis hanging down off the continent. Where in Florida are you? Because it takes like 9 hours to drive across the fucker.
So the auto train comes in to Fort Lauderdale, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe it's near Orlando. But if we ended up coming during Daytona, we'd ride up. If we end up not coming during Daytona, we didn't have any plans except I told Jerry Palladino I'd go see him. Just because he's so great and trained me and welcomed Mike and I and really helped us at very early stages. And he is a great guy. He's always willing to help. Like whenever I have an issue, look in my inbox and Jerry sent me an email, Meg, check this out. So he's really great. So I told him that Mike and I would come see him when we come back. But that's really, we didn't have anything else that was set in stone. So we'll I was supposed to speak at this conference, which was at Fort Lauderdale. So I was going to do that for one day, and then we were going to ride for 4 or 5 days. So,
Yeah, I'm about 2.5 hours from Fort Lauderdale area, and about an hour and a half from Orlando.
okay.
I'm just south of Tampa, so.
Okay. So I will keep you posted. We would love a guide for some good riding because we didn't find the roads last time. I mean, don't get me wrong. The A1A was cool, but we didn't find the good roads.
Yeah. Yeah. And any of the ones that you everybody thinks, I'm going to go to Florida. I'm going to ride the beach near the coast. No, you're not. What you're going to do is you're going to get in stop and go traffic because they're fucking everywhere. I mean,
Yep.
that's what's going to happen. So unless you do it at night like I do. So cool.
Well, thanks guys for having me. It was really fun.
Oh, we appreciate every second we have with you.
Definitely. We'll have to do this again,
I'm always open to it.
Right on. Well, shall we end this shit show, brother?
Make it happen.
Right on, Meg. Thanks a lot for coming back on
Sure,
again. Would it
thank
kill you
you.
to mention us on your show? Throw a couple bikers a bone.
I am doing my video tomorrow. The whole video is this show.
Oh wow.
Now I can die.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna die.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
God, this is awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Say hey to Mike for us. Happy birthday to
will.
Mike. Sorry about the 240 tires, man. That really sucks. And everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Do all that bullshit you're supposed to do. And remember, the most dangerous part in your motorcycle is the fucking nut that connects the seat to the handlebars. Peace.
Yep.